So you guys remember that one time last month when I said that I probably wouldn't be buying any more Book Outlet for like a couple of months because, you know, I bought enough books last month? I really gotta stop lying to me because I'm kind of betrayed. Every time I betray myself, I give me books. So me and myself and I have a complex relationship. I tell me no, I get me books. That's our relationship with me, myself, and I. There's a few reasons like why I broke down and ended up getting this, because I've been reading The Ancient Magus Bride. I have read everything up through book 7. I still have 8 to do. And they had book 9 and 10 on there. And I really, really think The Ancient Magus Bride is just this really adorable manga. And it's about like this young girl. She's about 12 years old like when it starts, and she's a sleigh baggie. And she kind of holds power. And it's really unusual for a sleigh baggie to live this long, but she continues on. And she meets Ilias, which is this guy right here. This guy with the horns right here. This is Ilias. And he kind of adopts her. It's kind of a weird, they have this really weird relationship. And I will say like that much, but he's not human and he's very respectful. So like there's like nothing weird going on here. But it's kind of an interesting relationship, and I don't know, like I'm really kind of curious to see like where we are at with everything in these books. I still haven't read book 8, which I got on a previous Book Outlet or before I started unboxing these on camera, but I have everything up through 10 now, so I need to get caught back up on these because I think these are just so much fun. And I got books 9 and 10 for this series. The next book that I got is The Death of Miss Westaway, which is a soft cover. So actually, this sticker came off pretty easy because I'm not a huge fan of stickers on the books. But then again, what book lover is a huge fan of stickers on the books? So this is Ruth Ware. I've never read anything by Ruth Ware before, and I probably would have passed this along or passed this by if I hadn't have been hearing so many good things about it. Even people like that typically are not Ruth Ware fans really seem to enjoy this book. So I was thinking, I'm just like, well, if they love this book that much, and they had a paperback, because I really wasn't in the mood to have a hardcover of this, because sometimes like there's some books that I just would rather have paperbacks of, and this was just one of those books. But she's the same author that wrote The Lying Game, The Woman in Cabin 10, and In a Dark, Dark Wood. So I'm really hoping I enjoy this. She is a thriller writer and suspense, and apparently like this one's pretty suspenseful, but it's also got some really good twists in it as well. I believe it's about like a girl who inherits this property, and she doesn't like really know quite like why she's inherited it, but like I guess like there's like a lot of things like that are going on, like with a lot of catches and stuff, and I'm just kind of really curious to see where this goes. Another reason I ended up getting like this is because I ended up getting Always Never Yours. Every guy she dates falls madly in love, just not with her, and that's the tagline for this. And so it says Emily Wibberley Austen Sigmund Brücke. Now most people I hear talk about this book have given it really positive reviews. There are a few people like that are not super big on this, but this is a YA contemporary. And this, I don't think that this one's supposed to be as hard-hitting as the ones I typically read, which lately I've been reading some really hard-hitting contemporaries, which I tend to like those, but I'm really kind of curious to see how I feel about this as well. So every time Megan Harper, which is the main character of this book, has a romance, the guys don't end up falling in love with her. They end up falling in love with the next girl after her. And so she's kind of like wondering if there's something wrong. So I'm kind of curious like as far as like that precept goes. I know that's really unique. So the next book that I got is also a YA thriller. It's called The Window by Amelia Brunskill. Many months back, like when this book came out, I was actually looking at this at the bookstore, but I wasn't sure about it. So I kind of just waited, and then when I saw it on Book Outlet, I thought this was a perfect opportunity to go ahead and get this. This is a YA thriller. So according to this book, this is what the back says. They told each other everything. Anna is outgoing, athletic, and popular, the total opposite of her identical twin Jess. They're so different, it's almost hard to believe they're sisters, let alone twins. Or so Jess thought. After Anna falls to her death while sneaking out her bedroom window, Jess's life unravels. Everyone says it was a tragic accident, but to Jess that doesn't add up. Where was Anna going? Who was she meeting? How long had Anna been lying to her? Jess soon discovers that her twin kept a lot of things hidden, and that Anna wasn't the only one with secrets. This sounds really good. And I've heard really, really, really good things about this too. So the next book that I have is Love from A to Z, by a novel by S.K. Alley. This is an Own Voices novel. This is about a Muslim girl, and this is also written by a Muslim. And I've heard this really is really good at, this gives a really good accurate description of Muslims in general. Every Muslim that I've heard talk about this really enjoyed this. And I like to go for accuracy. Like, I don't want to waste my time with something that's inaccurate, so it's nice like that we have this community and I can hear those kinds of things about certain books. So basically, this book, a marvel, something you find amazing, even ordinary amazing, like potatoes, because they make French fries happen, like the perfect fries Adam and his mom used to make together. An oddity, whatever gives you pause, like the fact that there are hateful people in the world, like Zainab's teacher who won't stop reminding the class how bad Muslims are. But Zainab, the only Muslim in her class, isn't bad. She's angry. When she gets suspended for confronting her teacher and he begins investigating her activist friends, Zainab heads to her aunt's house in Doha, Qatar, for an early start to spring break. Fueled by the guilt of getting her friends in trouble, she resolves to try out a newer, nicer version of herself in a place where no one knows her. Then her path crosses with Adam's. Since he got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in November, Adam has stopped going to classes, intent instead on perfecting the making of things, intent on keeping the memory of his mom alive for his little sister. Adam is also intent on keeping his diagnosis a secret from his grieving father. Alone, Adam and Zainab are playing roles for others, keeping their real thoughts locked away in their journals, until a marvel and an oddity occurs. Marvel, Adam and Zainab meeting. Oddity, Adam and Zainab meeting. So this sounds like such a cute romance, and I've heard so many good things about this. And this has been on, I have a list of stuff on, like, in my Amazon card, like, that's kind of like on a wait list, and I never got around to buying it, and there's pretty much all books on there. So I was looking at this for like the ages, and then Bookoutlet finally had it, so I'm like, definitely. I wasn't sure about this book. I wasn't super like hyped when it came out, but it was everywhere, and it still kind of is everywhere. I'm gonna try to take the sticker off while I'm talking to you guys about this, and it still kind of is everywhere like a little bit, but it's not so much anymore. And I've heard mostly good things about it, because I mean, I don't want to buy a book like that I've heard bad things about. I mean, even though I heard bad things about Stalking Jack the Ripper, and you know, I love that, so me taking chances on books. So this next book is Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young. And I heard a lot of good things about this. Apparently this is the first in a series. I just noticed this. If we look here at the back of this, Girls with Sharp Sticks, book 1. Pretty sure that this is the first book in a series, given the book 1. Some of the prettiest flowers have the sharpest thorns. The girls of Innovations Academy are beautiful and well behaved. It says so on the report cards. Under the watchful gaze of their guardian, they receive a well-rounded education that promises to make them better. Obedient girls, free from arrogance or defiance, free from troublesome opinions or individual interests. But the girl's carefully controlled existence may not be quite what it appears. As Mina and her friends uncover the dark secrets of what's actually happening there and who they really are, the Girls of Innovations Academy will learn to fight back. Bringing the trademark plot twists and high-octane drama that made the program a best-selling and award-winning series, Susan Young launches a new series that confronts some of today's most pressing ethical questions. So, sounds really good. This next book is the book, the main reason why, and it was because I did some research and this book was like double price everywhere else. And I saw it when it came out and I've been interested in it since it came out, but I wasn't sure about it because it's not like one of those books like that really has been talked about on BookTube. So I'm still kind of like wondering how I'm going to feel about it because it's just not one of those books like that I've seen a lot about. It's called The Devil Aspect by Crass Russell. And not to mention, like, I really just love this cover. It's got like the old classic like Da Vinci Code feel to it, kind of. Beautiful spine. Just looks like a big piece of paper. So since this is not like a very common book, I'm gonna go ahead and read you guys what this is about. Czechoslovakia, 1935. Viktor Kosarek, a newly trained psychiatrist who has studied under Carl Jung, arrives in the infamous Hardu Arlu Asylum for the criminally insane. The facility is located in a medieval mountaintop castle surrounded by forests, on a site that is well known for concealing dark secrets going back many centuries. The asylum houses 6 inmates, the country's most treacherous killers, known to the terrifying public as the Devil's Six, and identified by the staff as the woodcutter, the clown, the glass collector, the vegetarian, the sociomancer, and the demon. Victor intends to use a new medical technique to analyze these patients and prove that they share a common archetype of evil, a phenomenon he calls the devil aspect. Yet as he begins to unlock their stunning secrets, he must face the unnerving possibility that the 6 share a darker, unimaginable truth. Meanwhile, in Prague, fear has gripped the city as a phantom serial killer known as Leather Apron emerges in the dark alleys. Police investigator Lucas Samolek, desperate to locate the depraved culprit, a copycat of Jack the Ripper, Police investigator Lucas Samolek, desperate to locate the depraved culprit, a copycat of Jack the Ripper, turns to Victor and the doctors at the Hard Alu Asylum for their expertise with a psychotic mind and for information about the disturbed patients. Devil Aspect, steeped in folklore and set in the shadows of the rise of the Nazis, is a stylish, terrifying novel that will keep readers guessing to the final page. So what's really interesting about like this too is I believe, if I remember right, Leather Apron was also a serial killer at the time too that had very similar characteristics to Jack the Ripper, and so like at one point they actually thought Leather Apron and Jack the Ripper were the same person, but they weren't ever sure. So I actually did end up seeing this before I read Stalking Jack the Ripper, but like now that I've become so obsessed with that, it's like I'm looking for more books like having to do with serial killers, because I mean, you know, that's how I was when I was in high school. Like I was really interested in reading them. So this was the main reason I got this, and they are getting ready to release this in paperback. So that's like why this ended up there, but they had one of these at Bookoutlet, and I was lucky because like it stayed there for like 2 or 3 days, like while I made up my mind to go ahead and do this, because I had 2 coupons. I had enough points saved up to where I got $5 off, and then I also had one of the coupons, so I ended up getting $9 off on top of this being a bargain as well. So it was really, really nice. But I'm really excited for this because this is one of those books like that I just think is going to be absolutely fabulous. Well guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys like the fact that I lied to myself so you guys get another, you know, unboxing on my channel, because, you know, that's how I am. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit the little like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon. Those all really help me big time, so I really appreciate it if you guys could do that for me. Also, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and Amazon, and all those links are linked in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again very soon.